listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. So the other day, I had the kind of dream that you don't share details about on a blog that your parents read or on a podcast that people sometimes play in the car with kids. But I will say it was an illicit dream that featured an old friend from high school that I'm, occasionally in touch with on Facebook. And after the dream, I kind of thought it would be a kick to tell him about that. But then I thought, oh no, Jeanette, that would not be cool. Don't cause any troubles. You don't know if he's in a relationship or not. Don't rock any boats. That would not be cool. But then I thought, well, it'd be fine because he's a good guy. He wouldn't use this as an opportunity to explore possibilities if he's got something else going on. Not this guy. He wouldn't do that. But then I thought, how does he know he's a good guy until he's presented with a situation like this? It's one thing to think you're theoretically a good guy, but you don't really know. You don't really know until you're faced with that situation. Can you hear me smiling? I kind of wanted to tell him about this dream. I did not, but it made me think for a little second there. I kind of felt like I would be doing him the favor of telling him about this dream that, a lot of guys, look, I'm not saying every girl who ever tells you about a dream like this is opening a door, but a lot of guys would wonder, does she mean something by this? And I was thinking, how I might be doing him a favor to give him a chance to prove what a good guy he is to whatever present love interest is in his life right now. I really thought, again, I did not do it. But for a minute, I thought that I'd be doing him a favor to give him a chance to prove to his girl that he is not entertaining any even remotely out of the line conversations with anyone else. And it made me think about the role of bad guys in general, because that's who I would be in that scenario to the other girl, I'm pretty sure. So I was thinking about how we wouldn't be who we are without those people in our lives to help show us who we are, to help us choose who we are. I mean, they're kind of giving us the chance to be who we want to be, not just theoretically, not just in our mind or in our imagination, but in real life. We get to be that person. And it isn't just the bad, quote unquote, bad guys, but it's like, it's everyone. It's everything. It's every person who presents you with any contrast you might not just people. Like, I did not know that I had it in me to jump in a raging river to try to catch the puppy that was getting swept away until my friend's puppy was getting swept away in the raging water. And it was wintertime. It was cold. And I ran. I ran so I could get ahead. And then I totally jumped in. Can you hear me smiling about this? It was not fun at the time. It was scary. It was terrifying. It was contrast, capital C contrast. Not cool. Not cool. But I got a chance to be the person who would think fast and run fast and jump in the water in the middle of the winter. And how would I know that I'm the kind of person who is willing to steal a puppy that isn't being fed or watered? I didn't live next door. If I have any neighbors wondering, did their dog disappear because of me? No, I'd never stole a neighbor's dog. But it was a friend's neighbor's dog, and animal control wasn't doing anything. They said they couldn't because technically there was a board that was leaning across the house that served as shelter, which is ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I learned I'm the kind of person who's willing to steal a puppy. I totally did. And how would I know that I'm the kind of girl who's willing to stand up to the school bully if someone hadn't bullied us? And how would I know that I'm the kind of person who can find her own connection to source when my true love left me? Oh, last year when my true love left, I did not like it. It was that wasn't just contrast capital C. That was bad. It was dark and it was bad. But I learned, guess what? You can live, you can survive. I survived. I guess not everyone does, but I did. And I learned a lot as a result of that. How would we know these things if someone or something wasn't presenting us with that contrast? I think this is hand in hand with Abraham talks about how contrast is where all expansion comes from. It's because that's what gives birth to new desires, and without it, we don't expand. But I think in addition to that, it also gives us a chance to be who we want to be. I'm thinking of my friend again. I don't know who he would want to be. I don't know who he would want to be. But I wouldn't know these things the way I know them now if someone hadn't given me a chance to know them. It's all lip service up until then. Boy, I'm thinking of all the things I've learned about myself through the contrast. Like, some of them, they don't seem fun, but to be on the other side of it and to be proud of yourself for how you handled it, I think there's something about that worth celebrating, and we couldn't do it without the quote-unquote bad guys or the contrast that we might have wished we'd never experienced. In fact, the ones that we thought of as the bad guys, or the ones who presented us with those difficult circumstances, I think they're giving us the chance of a lifetime. They're giving us the opportunity to know who we are and giving us the gift of discovering and choosing who we want to be, which, for me, you know who I'm thinking about, right? The guy that inspires a lot of contrast in a lot of people, serving as the U.S. president right now, and a lot of others like him. It isn't just him. There are plenty others like him. And I'm that person too on occasion. Sometimes I am the person who brings the contrast. But it puts all of that in a whole new light for me. All from a smoking hot dream. All right, I don't think I'll say any more about this. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye, everyone.